of the time. Okay, cool. We get Brady. That's why when you talk Super Bowls, people talk quarterbacks. They don't talk about defenses most of the time. That's why. So when it
Not
comes
if the
down to what?
quarterback
Hold
can
on,
beat.
let me finish. When we're talking quarterbacks, just like that's why quarterbacks move around, and that's why they're such a hot commodity. And when you find one that can deliver somewhat far as winning, because you look at it again, you always equate quarterbacks with winning. If they're not winning, they're gone. It doesn't matter about the talent. You see about that in Chicago. You look at Chicago, they had a great defense towards the end of the season. They started playing better, and then boom, Justin Fields is gone. No reason for that. No reason for that, because they're just saying, okay, he's the problem. Not, oh, the receivers or the offensive line is the problem. They don't get rid of a whole offensive line. They get rid of a quarterback. It happens all the time. You look at Tua. Watch what Tua gets. Watch what Tua gets. Look at same thing with Lawrence. Same thing with Herbert. The same thing we come on here and say all the time. Who's worth what? We're always talking about that. When we're talking about that, it usually falls on the quarterbacks, and receivers are a dependent position. So when you talk about their money different, because hey, when you talk about targets, the same thing you said about Higgins. Fine, you feel like he's a number one somewhere else. You can't prove it until he gets the balls. But when you find a quarterback who can lead you to the playoffs, because that's the first thing in the steps of moving forward as a franchise and being better, or to prove that you're moving in the right direction, or have somebody who's comparable to play the quarterback's position, is hey, can he win the division and or at least get you to the playoffs in the wild card? And to do that and win a playoff game at that moment. And Daniel Jones is only in his second year. After that second year, it's like, okay, well, maybe we do have some. We can only pay him on the potential. He got better, and he made our team better, and we moved forward as a team that year. So when Daniel go in there to talk for about his contract, he can say, hey, look, I did this, and I got us here. That's better than what the other guys have been doing. So that's how that conversation goes. It's not about, oh, just the icon. Oh, was he great every single game? No, nobody's great every single game. But watch what Purdy is about to do. Watch about all these guys. You get to the Super Bowl, and what is he horrible because he's been to a Super Bowl and lost, been to an NFC Championship and lost, or got hurt in the NFC Championship? Do we hold that against him? Like, there's so many things that goes into that. But ultimately, winning in football really comes down to quarterback play, and it's been proven across the league.
You ready for me to talk?
Absolutely.
All right. 2019, Daniel Jones had his best season. He had 24 touchdowns and 12 picks, freshman, rookie season. The
Okay.
next season, 2020, 11 touchdowns, 10 picks.
Okay.
2021, 10 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Okay.
And he's playing these games. 2022, 15 touchdowns, 5 picks. And then he
Okay.
got hurt 2023, two touchdowns, 6 picks. There's no way in hell I'm about to listen to anybody tell me he was worth that much money. If you ask the Giants if they regret paying him that money, they'll tell you what you need to. So I'm not at this point. I'm not even about to go back and forth about.
Is he
Daniel.
still is he still on the roster?
Bro, he got a contract already.
Okay
So
then. So at any time you could, if he's that bad, and we've seen this before.
how
If
if you
he's that
still
bad, if he's that bad, you've seen teams cut players and cut bait.
how
Look
many
at what the
times have you seen that,
look
dude?
at okay.
The next
Look
topic, bro.
look at the
What
Bron
is the
look at the
next
Bron
topic,
so the
man?
Broncos with Russell Wilson. So they
What is
ate
the next
$40
topic?
million to get
What
rid
is
of
the
this
next
guy.
topic, man? What's the next topic, dog?
You talk about, do I watch? Do you see what goes on in football?
Yeah, bro.
Do you see what goes on in football?
You're arguing loony stuff, bro. And even that situation, that was like the first time that shit's ever happened
Nope.
in the history of the
No, it
game.
didn't. No, it didn't. It happened
I
with
said like. I didn't say that
okay.
that was only time, but that's
But
rare.
but
And
within
then
within
if they would have cut him, they owed him more than 40 million. He just signed that contract before last season, I think.
no,
So
he
that's
signed it
not
2 years
the same
ago.
situation. They didn't just owe him 40 million if they would have cut him before the season. Like they owe him 40 for last. They owed him 40 last season. They owe him 40 again. So why would they cut him before last season and he just signed it? That's not the
This,
same as Russell
okay,
Wilson.
so the same, like I said, same thing with Russell Wilson. Same thing with with Ryan in Atlanta. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. So we're talking about recent. This is within 4 years. This is what's been happening. Teams have been cutting bait with quarterbacks that they believe they cannot provide anymore. Same one, same thing, the
Bro.
exact
Okay.
same thing.
Next topic,
And
please.
all those quarterbacks would be better than Daniel Jones. I would guess you would agree with that, if nothing else.
Next topic, please.
Next topic.
What we got?
Football. We got NBA.